Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but I got something really cool that I want to review for you. In fact, it's my first time ever using it. It just arrived 2 days ago. The Dyson Corrale flat iron. Really excited to use this for the first time with you guys. Seriously, I have just took it out of the box and charged it and have done nothing else with it. So you're getting complete first impressions and thoughts. First things first. Let's talk about the packaging and some small surprises, at least to me, when I first opened things up. I'm adjusting you there. So this is what it looks like. As always, the Dyson packaging is just on point. It is the only straightener with flexing plates that shape to gather hair. All right, so one thing worth noting that I think is a big deal that I didn't know before I purchased, when you open this, I actually took off the top portion of the box here to make this easier. But you immediately notice two things. First, the weight of the flat iron. It comes in this really nice travel pouch, by the way. And it's about 2 pounds. So it's on the heavier side for a device, for a hot tool. And what I also noticed was this little note about flying with the Corrale. Okay, you can see the diagram here. They have what's called a flight ready tag that disconnects the battery when you pull it out. So it's 2 pounds because it is cordless, obviously, and it requires a battery to charge so you can use it with no cord. Now, if you're considering using this as your only straightening or flat iron, I think that's worth noting. They're telling you or suggesting that you put this in your carry-on bag, because if there's an issue somehow with the battery being in your checked baggage, I don't know, it's better to have it close. The last thing you want to do is have something happen to your $500 flat iron while you're traveling. But I just thought that was interesting. So they have this little tag. You're supposed to pull this out before you fly. See, it disconnects like that. And when you're using it, you plug it back in. But just something to note, if it's portability or compactness you're looking for, this is not necessarily it. You're getting ease of use, in my opinion, at home because you don't have the cord. But what you sacrifice is the fact that it's a much heavier device, and it's also something to consider if you're doing a lot of traveling. So anyhow, this is the charging stand. It actually, there were only 2 colors in stock by the time I purchased. One was pink and the other one was, I don't remember, but the purple one was out of stock. So you, when it comes like this, you click in the plastic, you lay this down here, and there's a plug that goes, oh, there it is. The plug goes in there and then plugs in. Mine has been charging. I should probably show you the plug. It's extra long. There you go. I got cut off there. I don't know what's happening with my phone. Anyhow, it's a heavy flat iron. If you travel a lot, it's worth noting. Okay, so I charged mine overnight, and we're going to use this for the first time together. I'm excited. First things to note, I have air dried my hair. Now, you're saying, oh, it looks pretty straight. My hair is, in fact, very coarse. I would say it's kind of between a 2B and 2C, maybe leaning more toward 2C. My natural texture and just the general feel of each hair is on the coarse and thick side. I combed this out probably about 30 times when it was wet, added a hair oil, which also straightens it. And then, of course, the highlighted parts, it naturally straightens out more. But I have coarse hair that's thick. I think that's worth noting because I want to see how this really performs on thicker hair. This is the first time that I'm using this, by the way. So let's do it together. The underlayer will be really interesting to. This is my problem spot when it comes to straightening my hair. When I straighten it or like to wear it straight, inevitably, anytime heat creeps back in, this is like the first area to get curly and crazy again. So here we go. This is the power button. I'm gonna hold that on. Showing that it's fully juiced. And it has a little hand pointing up so you can choose your temperature. I'm going to go with 3. Let's see what 330 does. 365 is the next option up, and then 410. So you get 3 heat settings. Let's see if we can go lower. You can get 3 heat settings. Let's try it on 330 right now to see what kind of results we get. I'm just going to let it heat up. like I said, my hair was air dried and it had some product on it when it was wet. Oh, I got the check mark. We're ready to go. Oh, this is exciting. So I'm gonna separate my hair to do just the bottom part and take my rings off because we got to get down to business. Okay. I have my trusty Spornet round brush 955 XL. All right, here we go. I don't know why I just smelled that, but I did. Let's see how this goes. Again, the temperature's on 330. When you squeeze it, you don't feel those flexing plates as much as I thought you would, but ooh, this is good. Okay, so that's 2 passes. Oh, wow. My hair I took a lot in this comb through, so that's why I'm trying to sort of get at it from different angles. First thoughts, not miraculously flattening or straightening, but I'm also on the lowest heat setting. So we're gonna bump it up to 365. One of the big selling points on this device is that I just went up to 365. Ooh, and it's ready. Is that it is supposed to be able to straighten your hair with less heat and therefore less damage. I know some people pump up their hot tools to like crazy temperatures to get the job done, and you're supposed to be able to do more with less with the Corrale. So let's try a smaller piece. Okay. Taking it right at the root. Oh, now see, the feel is great. It really feels like it's gripping each hair, and it's a smooth, wow, that's nice. It's a really smooth glide. Okay, now I get it a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bend at the end. The 365 setting is definitely giving me more noticeable, quick results. Let's try this piece, and then we're gonna go crazy and crank it up to 410 and see what that's like. So I like to really get at my roots, because like I said, when the heat comes, that is the first part of my hair to curl up. Again, 1 pass, so 1 pass on 365, and that's it. Not bad. There's a little bit of waviness in there. I just want to make sure that I'm really positioning it in the right way. Okay. And then I always like to take the whole section of hair and just do one more smooth down. So those are the results. Not bad. I'll go back a little farther, I should say, when we're done and you can see the full results. My trouble spot where it's super kinky and wavy, pretty flat. I still feel a little bit of texture in there. So let's crank up to 410. It's not the, okay, there we go. And let's see how this puppy rides. We're gonna go smaller sections, and I'm gonna take it vertically and see. Ooh, oh, the glide is just so nice. I will say that right off the bat. It is, the experience of using this is different immediately. Actually, the weight of the battery sort of plays in your favor in that way, because it's just a more pleasurable grip because you actually have something to hold on to. That's good. I think 410 is I think that's my heat. Let's do this smaller piece, and then after we finish this bottom section, I'm going to speed things up and show you guys the final result. So this is the side we did with at the 310 and 365 heat. You can still see a little bit of floatiness in there. It's not a technical term, but it's not like smooth. Let's do the final part of this under section, and then we'll do the rest. Okay, what's really cool about this too is that the plates do flex enough to sort of separate the hair into flatter sections, which allows you to get at every strand, which I really like. So there we go. Again, I did do several passes here, but my hair is obviously really long. So if your hair's shorter, you probably won't need as much repeat action as that. And this is a super big section. Let's see how much we can get in there. Worth noting too, for people with thicker hair, these longer, denser plates are really good at getting through bigger sections of hair at once. I'm gonna do one more pass. Still a tiny bit of wave in there, as you can see. And I'm squeezing fairly hard, and it's still smoothing right over the hair. There we go. Ooh. Okay, I really like it. I can notice a little bit of a difference between the two sections. Can you see? This was the lower heat styled, and this was the 410. All right, let's go through the rest of the hair, and we will show you final results. Wow, that is a smooth looking hairstyle. All right, so before I tell you my final thoughts, just wanted to show you how the battery fared on that. I used it for probably 12 minutes. I'm gonna power it back on so we can see. And that used up a little more than half of the battery. So that's interesting to know. And again, I was at higher heat for most of that. I was at 410. I'm gonna shut this down and we're gonna talk. Overall thoughts. Is it worth the money? Because I know that's the question on everybody's minds. Yes, but this is with a big asterisk. I would say only if you have thick, coarse, or otherwise hard to style hair. There are a couple things that I know are kind of an issue when you have thick curly hair when it comes to flat ironing in particular. Number one, like I said, is the ability to have a tool that gets to the root of your hair really well without singeing you and scorching you. Does that. The curve on the plates and the handle really helps you to get at the root. So I like it for that. Number two, the weight and feel in your hands. The plates really allow you to get a lot of hair in and squeeze enough without pulling your hair to flatten out a big section at once. So if you want to save time, this can take a lot of hair at once. You saw some of the sections that I was doing. They were probably like 4 inches wide, and it was able to accommodate that even when I was squeezing and sort of spreading out the hair throughout the plates. So that's good. At the highest heat, it did smooth really well. It did not do well for me on 320 and 365. I was hoping that it would do a little bit better at those heats because I like to do as little heat damage and styling as possible to my hair. But you know what, 410, if I'm able to get through it quicker, I will take. And overall softness and smoothness, this is probably, I would say, top 2 experiences I've ever had with with having smooth flat ironed hair at home with a tool. Like this narrowly beats out my other favorite. So yeah, it's worth it. If you have fine to medium hair, I don't know that I would suggest it because I think you can probably get the same effects with just a regular flat iron. But for my curly haired and thick haired girls, it is good. It feels good. It's a pleasure to use. If you don't mind the whole process of recharging and the potential issues with traveling, the extra weight, having to pull the travel plug, then you're gravy, baby. It's good. Yeah, check it out. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I tried to cover as much as I could. Again, I have thicker, like I said, probably 2B to 2C hair. The shorter it gets, the bigger and curlier it gets. This gave me incredible results in the same amount of time as with my traditional flat iron, but my hair is much smoother and just much better looking overall with this one. So yay for the Dyson Corrale. Here's what the packaging looks like. If you feel stupid spending this amount of money on a flat iron, you're not alone. I felt really dumb, but then I tried it and I actually really like it. Again, for the thicker hair girls, I think you'll notice a major difference. You might not need it if you have fine, thinner, or medium hair. So yeah, that's it. Drop in with any questions below and I would be happy to answer them. All right, see you guys soon. Bye.